downplay Shark's victory. Like said in that interview, I mean, individuals showing through. These guys definitely looked up for the task, but will they be able to do it twice in a row on North's map pick? It's certainly looking good in the pistol, but 2-for-2 trades will only open up more map for North. They're going to charge that B site after the initial fight. And actually, Knack rotating, that's not going to be the right call to make. They're rotating off of the B site, and North are already opened up. They're going to be able to get that bomb plant. And the nature of Inferno, Harry, once you get in that 3-on-3 post plant, as soon as Sharks realize, it's going to be extremely difficult, maybe impossible for them to win this round. They're going to have to hit some absolute bangers of some shots, but that kit has been retrieved with a smoke on Knack. They've got something to play with.
Yeah, they do indeed. That smoke on Knack is going to... oh, they look a bit hesitant, and that's now cost them precious time. Kind of doting on whether or not they should or shouldn't go for this one. They're going to start to creep on up through Banana. Leo, he does have that defuse kit, so be sure to keep an eye on that. But already, Kirby managing one. Now Knack actually immediately left up in a 1v2, so just Kirby and Katie left standing. He's going to go ahead and hop on the bomb, try and do it in the smoke. Knack, balls of steel. Sadly, they're going to be weighing him down as he tries to swim the Sharks out of that situation there, Hugo. Yeah,
and North starting to look a little bit better as well, at least team-wise, right? We saw no smiles. We really didn't see much talking and lack of timeouts in that previous map, but a pistol taken, they're saying nice, they're getting into it, and that's kind of what you want to see from North. You don't want them to go out of this event in this fashion, Harry. That'd be unbelievable, but still, you know, upset's always fun, and Sharks, they are certainly looking for one as we head into round number 2. Full eco. Probably not looking for the upset here. I mean, they'd love it, but it's unrealistic. Flash into mid is going to allow these USPs to try and take control, but North, they've got a lot of rifles, a lot of SMGs, and a lot of firepower here. You wouldn't imagine the USPs can get too much done.
I mean, they shouldn't, right? But North going to be walking into a 5-man stack. Suddenly, maybe something can happen, especially with such a heavy crossfire over here at mid. That flash goes over, and Kirby, Captain Shaky Aim, got to try and shake away, but no. Instead, they do manage to fight him. Everyone else falls immediately after, so only one man going down. Not the end of the world for North.
That's a triple apps push as well, so the big problem there is while you know, Sharks are so attentive towards that middle push with Kirby and one more man behind him, they're getting flanked by 3 SMGs through the apartment, so you're never going to win that round if you're Sharks. A nice setup from North, seeming like maybe somewhat red, but either way, it was nice and clean, 2-0. And Sharks, they love a good AUG, Harry. That's what we've learned. And they're going to be pulling one into this buy round as well. We've got SMGs on this CT side, still running a little bit of bonus, almost. It's actually just trying to get the utility into the buy rounds. And they do so. They force CTs out of Banana at minimal cost as well. A couple of well-placed Molotovs will give Sharks the control. And that's exactly what you want to see. Taking deep map control early on into the first buy round, showing we're not afraid of you, North. We're willing to take the fight.
Oh, they are more than willing to take this fight. Leo Drunky gonna get a spray down himself too, helped out by Knack. And uh-oh, Cadian now left where there once were many Dades. Now there is only one, and he's gonna go ahead and get shut down. Valde left up in a 1v4 here, Hugo. Valde is gonna manage that kill. It wasn't the most convincing of frags to pick up, but now in a 1v3, Valde. Let's see what he's made of as he starts to creep on down over here towards mid. Now, 45 seconds left. He does have a little bit of utility here to play with. The one issue he's going to have is just all 3 bodies for Sharks here. Sat on this bomb.
It's nice to see Sharks playing methodical, though. They're not taking the gunfights. They're peeking, they get the info, they run back. They're just wasting his time. Valde's expecting a flank that's just not coming through. And, you know, Sharks, considering they started off this round by rushing down Banana with 3 players and taking all the gunfights, and then switching up to this extremely passive defensive bomb style, I mean, that's really nice to see. Sharks just playing their cards right. Not giving Valde any room to get this clutch, and it's not going to happen, Harry. 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing that's been impressing me the most thus far with what we've seen from them, right? I had no doubt that they were going to play like some good CS in terms of the aiming, you know, maybe throwing some creative strats in there, but it's more been their ability just to play such kind of like actual just sound CS in that sense, right? There's been no under the pressure, perhaps. There's been no sort of like blunders in that way. Everyone's been very methodical. It's all been very much playing the numbers game. And that's such a hard style of CS to deal with. You can even tell by how, you know, Valde's playing that he's so like ready for that flank to come in from behind. He's anticipating that someone's going to go hunting because something that so many teams, especially kind of a team in this case where they are the underdog, although maybe not now after how that first map went, you know, that is kind of the sort of things that you might end up doing. But no such luck the way of North thus far. These Molotovs going to deny the early banana presence the way of the Danes.
They love flashing right through it, though. I mean, it's a good way of catching out players up close who do get blinded, especially that turret AWP, but it's not going to work for now. The aggression from Sharks is only in the apartments. They've fallen back on B, and this time North will actually succeed in taking that banana control, the first time we've seen that. Well, since the pistol in that 3-on-0. Sharks may opt to even rotate Leo off of this A site, with the B site starting to be pressured by North. The smoke is ready for Knack, though, so if North go for an execute, they're either going to have to throw in a fake first, or they'll have to run through this smoke. Instead, it goes out a few seconds early, and North haven't committed to utility, so this is absolutely perfect for the North guys. They're going to have more and more time to set up their smokes, more room to get close up to B. JNT, bit of utility left on him, of course, but North are going right through. Flash, as the smoke starts to dissipate, JNT sitting on the site, he can't get anything done. Nah, same story, it's great entries all over for North, and with 30 seconds left, this bomb can go down, and just like that, the round has been won. Reset for North.
Yeah, and this is Sharks just backing away, holding onto these weapons. That's something, you know, just going on the back of what we were seeing, playing that very kind of sound style of CS. Just going to keep the save, keep these 3 weapons to work with into the next round. Conservative style of play. They're not going to try. I mean, you know, I don't think many teams would. I don't think any team would try and go for a 3v5 retake, I'll be honest with you. But, you know, from North, the promising thing is right now is that at least they've managed the 3rd round. They're going to manage the reset here, so the odds are maybe they can try and find a little bit more. And, you know, for the North guys, already kind of outdoing their performance on the previous map.
The main reason that you would never go for that kind of retake is not only because no one got any kills from Sharks, but also the speed at which North hit the site. Sharks went from knowing that, okay, North have top B to North have a bomb down in less than 5 seconds, because they flashed through the smoke and went really, really fast, right? If you're going for a slower approach to the B site, it gives Sharks time to rotate, time to shift an AWP over, time to get a Molotov down in the pool so you can potentially get some free damage. There's lots of options there, but North not giving Shark the breathing room, and that's what they need to do. If you know, North play some you know, clean, dominant Counter-Strike, that could certainly help out in their favor. But for now, Harry, it's 3-1, and Sharks piecing together a buy with these saved guns. North, on the other hand, they're starting to have everything they would have hoped for.
Already in the first 5 rounds of this game, we've seen more variation from North than in the entire first half of Mirage. So they're going to turn their attention now toward this A bomb site exit. He's here. He's down in the pit. He's going to smoke himself off and denies that Molotov. You notice that now he's allowed to peek on over the top a bit. So a nice little set up here. His exit does prepare himself for success. He's going to do the damage onto Valder. RCF is in position to finish it. Easy blink of an eye. 1v5. He's going to get polished off. RCF raining down. That was good enough.
Yeah, that'll do. I mean, the round
high
was
five
fun.
into a fist bump.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
We've all been there.
I'm pretty bad with those. I always mess it up. I don't get the cues. Like, are they going for the handshake or
the
sideways hand, the
is
up hand? Like,
is it a high five? Does anyone even high five anymore? No. Is that even something that people still do?
Since like school.
Yeah.
High five, Harry.
Yeah, let's go. Right,
nice.
so
back
Sharks, they find themselves a 2nd round, and they are. I was just going to try and high five into that somehow. But I couldn't.
There's been 5 rounds, Harry.
There has been 5 rounds, and there's been a lot of high points in those 5 rounds. The high five is there knowing. Well, let's see how round number 6 plays out right now.
We're yet to see an AWP in play. Cadian not wanting to pull that up to the T side, although he's not had the money for it. And CT AWP can be so dominant on this map. Oh, what a shot. That's really nice. If we get that that AWP from JNT down on this B site, I think North may have a really, really tough time if they're not able to pick up their own. But while they are at least winning in rounds, the money still more so in favor of Sharks for the time being, and the man advantage in this one. Harry, the key note is North only have 2 smokes left up, and while they're looking committed towards B, Sharks, they've got plenty of players available to rotate and try and go for this retake. In fact, JNT is already pre-rotating towards the Speedway, so he's going to have a very fast path back into this B site.
Regardless, we're going to have to rely on Knack and Leo holding down this bomb site first. Leo's able to open things up, but the trades there straight away from Valde. Knack, sadly, luck not on his side. He's not able to find anything there through that smoke. So it's going to be a 3v4. North decide that it's best maybe to stop peeking on in to these retaking players. Going to go and leave the pressure on it to Sharks. JNT leading the way back into this one for the rest of the squad. Able to open things up. Valde, a bit of a bullet storm here inside of the bomb site. As things pick on up, it's Cadian left alone, down on the banana. Oh, they line up for him. Cadian's done damage, but not quite. RCF going to be securing a third round there for the Sharks.
Very, very nice attempt, but if you don't get that instant kill and stop the bomb defuser, or don't even get one kill, I mean, those traces are going to give away your position. That was a pretty obvious spot as soon as he starts firing. So a nice try from Cadian, but yeah, unable to connect enough damage there, getting one player down to 20 HP, and that was the diffuser as well, which hurts. Well, Harry, if we look at the scoreboard now, it is Leo Drunky, the man himself, up top of the board. 100 plus ADR. As North, their money's broken back. It's been a very back and forth affair so far, and now we're going to be seeing pistols for them. They don't decide to force around it, and probably luckily so, because Exit is having a ball of a time in middle. What is he doing? Just 3 kills out of nowhere, and just like that, this round is done.
Yeah, there should be just no way that the boys on North find anything in this situation now. Cadian left up in a 1v5 with just a Glock. I don't fancy his odds, but let's see if he can find something. He does, he finds Leo, and then gets gunned down. So that's going to be Sharks now, moving into the lead. Now, the thing for me that's scary, right, is North. On Danish soil, they're down here, they're in the lower bracket. That first map wasn't just a decisive victory for Sharks, right? It was embarrassing for North, you know, to go ahead and drop it in that fashion. They're trying to focus up and kind of start to be back into things here in map 2. And they get off to a good start, right? They go ahead and go 3 rounds up initially. Things are looking good. Well, they go 3-1 up, but, you know, things are looking decent. Sharks now finding themselves a 4th round, starting to build up some of this money, starting to build up some of this momentum. They've got the AWPs out. They're going to have all that to accompany it.
This is Exit, obviously doing the damage down middle in the previous round, I assume, because our monitors are currently off. But I'm sure we'll have guys fixing that right now as we get back into things. This tactical pause couldn't be better timed for us, Harry.
It really couldn't, could it? We're on a technical of our own. We're working overtime, though.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, for North, they have to try and find redemption here in map number 2, or else things could go very, very dire.
We're back in.
We are back in, indeed. So we can see. And what can we see? Well, when we take a look down over on the side of Sharks, you can see the AWP out on JNT.
And that's a big factor, right? That's something we've been waiting for, considering Cadian. You can see him hesitating with the buy, because he's thinking, okay, they're going to have the money. Do I go for the glass cannon here and just run an AWP with no armor, which is hard on Inferno, considering the barrage of utility that CTs like to throw down mid and B? Or do I just go for the risk play and pull in a rifle? He will do that instead. I think that's a better call. You don't know for sure Sharks have an AWP, and again, you don't know that it's a problem just yet. But JNT was certainly an impact player over on Mirage, so having him here on the CT side on B is going to be a problem for North.
And this is the one problem that I think North could face. This is where we're going to have to see a great deal of kind of mental fortitude or resilience come on in, right? Because if you have Cadian having to rifle, you know, he doesn't get to have that AWP in hand as much. He's, you know, admittedly probably weaker on it over on the T side as well, because he does kind of take that more passive style of AWPing, which really doesn't lend itself well to the T side whatsoever. If they go into this second half having to rely on a strong CT side, that's when it's going to be very easy to get into your head, right? You've let the rounds pile up against you once again. You're already a map down in what is, you know, your elimination game. You're staring down the barrel of defeat, and you know, you got to try and you know, sorry, you
yeah, no, don't worry.
You've got to try and come back from it. But yeah, I mean, right now, Hugo, obviously, momentarily, we have a couple of tech problems on our side of things once again. But
yeah.
We're working overtime as per usual here to go.
Well,
to
we're
get
not.
that fixed.
We've got some other, you know, very experienced people. We probably wouldn't be too good at that.
No, it would take me a very long time. I don't know if this is going out to the stream as being like this. Or
No, I think it's just our monitors have just switched off. Hopefully we'll have them back on in just a second.
Well, it's fine. You know, we can try and figure it out. So right now, you know, probably North pressuring up towards, I don't know, maybe the top of mid.
Yeah, I was going to assume that.
Yeah. That's what I was.
No, because we heard the AWP, and that's probably on B still. I mean, let's just give up with this one.
Yeah, no. We didn't. The issue is the last time we had people. I think it was Matt and Henry had a similar issue at one point. Not during this event, but in the past. Remember they cast the whole round with no monitor. The round was kind of already underway.
Ah, there we go.
Hey, we're all good.
Hey.
We're back into it.
4 seconds. Get that bomb down North. No. Oh my God. I don't know what we missed, Harry, but it must have been a blinder. They've planted.
I was right. It was A, by the way.
Well done.
And yeah, the bomb is down North with players down in pit. There's a man inside of the bomb site as well. And let's see. Hopefully, North have what it takes. It's going to be Sharks wrapping on round here through short and long.
That bomb's half dead.
Indeed it is. They've taken a lot of time. Sharks now going to try and execute it together. They do like to play a very explosive style in these retakes. Kado, that much more explosive. Does get bested at the first hurdle. Knack and J&T left standing, and now just Valde alone inside of the bomb site, but that's where he does his best work. Second for him in that round and a fourth on the board for North. Means that we're all tied up 4-4. And just like that, Sharks, they're going to have money to buy. They're going to be allowed to get the AWP out if they'd like, and indeed they do.
And Cadian not buying that AWP in the previous round and taking that risk pays off here, because now he's just been given a free AWP upgrade by Valde. He can get armor behind it. They've got a full buy. Definitely a scary round for North, considering they only got out of it with one man surviving. But, oh, here we get to see a replay of the execute from North. And that Molotov, so fantastic. Exit, not going to be ready for that at all. He takes a lot of damage. And, yeah, just a clean round from North. Well, not really a clean round, but a T-side round from North. And it's been a while since they've had one. So, AWP v AWP battle, Harry. Something that I was hoping to see after that previous map. We didn't see much from Cadian on the AWP in the previous. Again, the money wasn't there for North, but now it finally is. And Cadian's going to be the last man up Banana. Aside from Valde, who's holding that second mid-rotate to catch any CT aggression. Knack, he needs to catch some T aggression. He's up the top of B. No real support from Leo Drunky. This could be a problem. Knack going to spray away. He catches one. Oh, no way he gets more. Leo's going to find himself a single one before the trade is in, but Knack is just holding down the line. Everyone in Banana dead on North. And Valde, he's on that second mid flank, but there's no one pushing here for Sharks. They've got the bomb. They've got a 4-on-1. And they've got a minute on the clock for Valde to try and get himself back into this round.
And honestly, man, he's a real knick-knack because he's looking crisp, you know. 4-4, all tied up. Valde going to be retrieving the bomb. He's just been fantastic. And now, creeping forward, Valde, you know, he's been kind of reoccurring hero for North in these sort of situations before, but a 1v4 is asking a lot of him. He does at least have this smoke for CT. That leaves some options open. He has to try and find this first man in the form of Knack, who currently sits inside of this bomb site. J&T as well is here, and they have that crossfire set up. Valde's going to be hard-pressed to find anything. He can take solace in the fact that they only now just spot him, so Exit and RCF are a long way away, but he walks out into the crosshair of J&T, and that'll be his demise.
One thing that is really nice to see from Sharks, you know, a team that's definitely full of confident young players, is that, you know, even in that 4-on-1, they're not peeking bottom of Banana. They have two players at Ramp and T-Spawn, and they just don't fight. You can see Valde throws in utility towards B and then faces back Banana. He's trying to force a peek from one of the players behind him, but they just play so safe. They go, okay, wait till he's on the bomb site, wait till we have him caught, and then we'll start flanking. There's no point giving away free kills.
No, definitely not. For North here, they've gone for the force. They've tried to just force the issue. They do get reset on the back of that last round, so they're going to go ahead and take what they can into this one. They're eco in the next if they lose it. And they do have plenty of utility. If you think back to North inside of this A-bomb, so whenever they've gone for these kind of avant-garde set pieces into this bomb site, it has normally had some success for them. But Sharks already with 4 players here, and that's thanks to Knack just anchoring down that Banana position all on his lonesome. You're going to be hard-pressed to find anything if you're North in this scenario. You're running into 4 rifles if you continue going this way. And North, they haven't tried pressure in Banana. They haven't tried that. Instead, they've just dedicated all 5 players to this A-bomb site. And now as the push comes in, they're going to realize very, very quickly that this is a hostile environment. But Valde, once again, delivering, stepping up, finds the first man. And now J&T having to try and play it close to this smoke. Somehow they're inside of the bomb site. J&T's left, hung out to dry inside of the open. RCF doing what he can, but Kirby's deleted him, and just like that, Leo and Knack, that's all that remains. But Leo on the Orc's gonna mow down 3, and Knack comes through at the very end. Oh, together they managed to bail the Sharks out of that situation. North get very, very close, but not close enough, Hugo.
Yeah, that is unbelievable from Leo. This man has been absolutely on fire when it comes to that org. And as you can see, the stats at the bottom, North obviously not having too much success lately on that, especially coming to this map as well. And Sharks, they're going to be really testing them on it. A 6th round taken, getting rid of the eco. Now, you do have to remember, that wasn't a force for North, so they did do a very good job of getting into that position, but not being able to close it out could be a bit of a problem when it comes forward, because now it's just pistols. I say just, Valdi's already taken down RCF, and Exit's been dinked as well in second mid, so there's definitely casualties here. J&T missing that bomb cross, and he can't push back in because there's more players in the apartments plus his flank. He has to allow the bomb plant, and even though he kills Kierby, I mean, one bullet would have killed Valdi there on the cross, and that would have been, you know, a done round for Sharks. So a bit of an awkward whiff. It will give North more money coming into the future, but for now, this surely shouldn't be a conversion. Uh-oh.
Valda knows that if that spreads any further, he's done for. Luckily enough, he's like himself in a bit of a corner, but 4 HP, there was no hope left for him. Sharks are moving on to a 7th round. And one of the things that I really am loving about this Sharks team is normally if you come to an event and you're the underdog team, you normally see those underdog teams kind of play this like weird off-brand of CS to try and catch the guys who play like such like a set-in-stone meta. You know, you think about teams that have done that in the past. Hey, another Shark team, Vega, right? You think about their run at the Major, it was just down to, you know, going for these like crazy Mach 10 punches, going for like all these rushes. Sharks, they've been playing such sound CS, and they've been doing it so confidently. That's something that I've been such a massive fan of. By the way, Leo Drunky, this was the map that he played MIBR on just yesterday. And, you know, he managed 2 kills across the entire game. Even then, I think he got like 2 team kills as well. So, you know, really not ideal. This time around, though, he's leading the charge. He's leading the fray. And he's clearing those Lions out of the way. Sharks currently sitting 7-4 up, and North, they've got the buy in this round at the very least. Plenty of utility to work with. It's back to, let's say, bomb site. Old habits really do die hard for North, and that lineup almost comes through the smoke, though. It was down to chance. RCF going to be gifted one. And a second as well as Gay tries to trade. It's not happening, and now those debts have not been repaid. J&T in with another. Suddenly it's just Valdir and AZ left standing. While these two have been great in the clutch, you're asking a little bit much.
Yeah, what a round so far from RCF. I mean, North have already realized that this is going to be an undoable situation. Leo locking down long with the AUG. Can't say I'm surprised. Leaves AZ in the hot seat. And boy, is he swimming in cold water right now. Salt in the wound. Leo Drunky comes in from the back line right as his team are pushing up and pressuring short. And just like that, another round for Sharks. Clearly looking prepared as ever, even when it comes into the second map, Harry. This was North's pick, by the way, and if you just joined us, we are a map up. Not for North, though, for Sharks. Yes, the underdogs are finding success. It doesn't look like anything can stop them here. North have not wrapped together more than 1 round in a row since that pistol and the follow-up conversion when we had a full eco from Sharks. They got 2 there, and every single round they've had since has been reset. So, already been given a lot of breathing room, and it's going to stay the same as well with Knack pushing down Banana. Now, he does walk through a T-Molly, and that will take a lot of damage, but he gets the valuable Banana control. We've seen North time after time flash their way through and try and take this back, so let's see if that happens again here for this T side.
But this is the problem, right? This was a 3-1 scoreline in favor of North at one point in time. And as you know, we kind of saying this was our worry, right? Is if Sharks get off to a good start, they have a great CT side, then, you know, what can you do if you're North? You're going to be in your own head, right? This is such a kind of important event for this squad in the sense that now Cadian's had a bit of time to work with everyone, right? They've had not plenty of time, but they've certainly kind of maybe gotten over the initial awkwardness. You'd want to see... Oh, J&T's been hit by that flash. That slowed him down for just a second. Now he's got to take the fight, and that means that Kirby has been gifted a frag and been gifted an AWP. That big green gun could get thrown onto Cadian. Instead, it's on the back of Gade, who's just deagling. Maybe feels like a missed opportunity flash for Knack, and he's gone through. What is Knack gonna do? Finds himself one, but Valder's in with the trade. Leo, organ hand, spraying them down, and it's a drive-by. Leo's in the driver's seat and spraying with the gun. He's doing it all. Valder's left in a 1v3, has retrieved the AWP, does have something to take with him into the next round. That lineup almost comes through, but just milliseconds away. Sharks, 9-4. North, they do have a buy here at the very least. You do have the AWP on Cadian. First time we've seen it bought out on this man. Oh no, second rather.
Yeah, we had that
yeah,
one.
Yeah, he picked it up as well.
Yeah.
They were able to pick up their fourth round. That's my bad.
He's not had that AWP battle versus JNT. It seems like this banana control's been so exciting to watch because it's either just been Sharks taking initial control of it, or just completely giving it up and just winning the duels when it comes to the retake. So North have never really had a challenge or a fight down banana. Apart from that, obviously, eco rounds, they flashed through the smoke, and that didn't go too well for them in the second, especially into that buy round. JNT could have been a really great round for him, but as you said, he got hit by the flashbang on his retreat, wasn't able to get back to the site. Luckily enough, Leo has the AUG, Harry. You know, when Leo has the AUG, Frags is definitely going to be lighting up the scoreboard. He's on 17 kills right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really watched any pro that gives me that much of a case to ever pick the AUG up. Like, the SG, definitely, right? The Krieg, like, hands down. But the AUG, I'm never that convinced. Leo might be the man to change that. I think I'm in love with this man. He's AUGing like a madman. And you know me, I love those, not off-meta weapons, but I guess off-meta in a sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's completely off meta. Like even in like a regular pro game, if you see it, you know, consistently be used by two players, that's a surprise. You know, like especially right now, there are some players who have adopted it, and some players who use it every game, but they are thin and far between.
Well, you say thin and far between. This push looked to come in thick and fast. Exit. Ooh, his little cubby hole is burning down around him. He's still alive, and there's Leo with that AUG in hand, picking up Gain. They don't know what's going on. They walk into the slaughterhouse down in mid-Balder. Well, he might just be the one that got away as he tries to trade things out. He's going to keep on pushing and doesn't quite catch the timing to spot the man over at Archside. This leaves all the pressure, by the way, onto JNT as this push from North. Looks like it might be about to come in, and these rotations are going to be a very long way away. That's why Knack, he's realized this. They've read it well. They've started to rotate him round to try and help out his buddy JNT. And we didn't get to see what JNT was made of in that last round, as we say, because he got hit by the flash. This time, he's posted up on the coffins, and he's looking to try and fill them with some Danes.
North may have to go straight through this smoke as it starts to fade. They've done it before with that fast B round and Kierby on the entry. This time he's dead. They're going to go through. Valdi not checking the back top. Knack does spot. He finds one. JNT AWP in hand, and he will lose the battle to Cadian after only a single kill. But just this delay play has left 10 seconds for Cadian to get the no-scope, and it won't connect. Surely there's no way he can do this. The plant is coming in for Cadian. He's going to have time. They're rushing him down. They're trying to chase him before he gets the bomb in position, but instead Cadian will get towards the back of the site. Flash out, or back in, but he still can't hit these shots. Off angles taken from the Sharks players is going to make this very difficult, and the nade puts him down to 4. It's a clean-up round for Sharks. They find it on the retake, and a really valiant attempt there from Cadian. He gets very, very close, but close is not enough, Harry. This is 10-4.
Yeah, I mean, this is... Yeah, I figured maybe coming into Inferno, you know, if you're North, maybe at the end of that Mirage game, you're just kind of mentally tuned out. You know, you're just focusing on the next map. You're looking to come into this one, all guns blazing. And they do. They get off to a good start, right? They go 3-1 up, and I'm thinking, that's it. This is where we see the North that we've wanted to see, you know, start to step up. But then immediately Sharks pick up 3 rounds, and, you know, North hit that resistance. They hit that buffer, that stop. And they just can't seem to overcome it. They've managed 1 round since, you know, finding the pistol, the Antico, and then the 1 rifle round they picked up early on.
I don't know. The Molotov, it didn't spread to AZ. He gets a free kill from that, but Cadian's still able to catch that one by pushing through the smoke with the AWP. Really well-timed refrag from Cadian. Sharks thought they had Banana completely under their control, but they couldn't be more wrong. And this rotate, it's only 1 man. It's JNT trying to get back into the site. A smoke guaranteed towards the CT spawn. 4 smokes up on North. Surely JNT doesn't get anything here. He might be able to delay it with some utility of his own and call for a rotation, but right now, the last round of the half is looking good for North.
Yeah, most certainly is. They're going to be allowed to cross into this bomb site entirely for free. And go ahead and grab this bomb plant. The rotations have arrived from Sharks. Exit was a little bit faster to get here. And the many players in the squad, but this bomb still hasn't gone down. North wasting a lot of time, and now these smokes start to fade. These smokes that the Danes threw down oh so diligently early on start to be removed from the equation here. And now planting this bomb could be a death sentence. Cadian does manage one, and they do manage to get that bomb down on top of it. J&T. Oh, he saw you. He saw you, Gade. You bet he did. He's going to go ahead and pick up that first man. But now just Cadian. Another crossfire setup with Valde, and that will be North managing a 5th round at the end of the first half. Still 10-5 in favor of the Sharks here, heading in to the second. And let's not forget, they currently sit 1-0 up in the series. This game, you know, loser will be heading on home. So for North, they could be staring elimination down the barrel. Do they laugh in the face of defeat and manage to come back? Or do we see Sharks walk away with this as a prompt 2-0 victory? We're going to find out as we get ready ahead of this second half. But for North, we need to see this road to recovery if they want to continue down the road to Odense.
That's very true. I mean, this lower bracket...
The American way.
Yeah, don't worry, we won't judge you. This is a really interesting lower bracket now, especially with this coming through, right? If you look at the lower bracket for Group B, you would expect North to be making a bit of a run through it, at least for the first round. But now, it's going to be, you know, potentially Sharks going through if they can keep this up. Ghost are currently a map up and a half versus Order. And we could have some really interesting games coming through in the future, Harry. Of course, with that Mousesports Na'Vi right now in the upper bracket, that'll be one of our last games today here on the main stream. MIBR NRG, that's another important one. They will be facing, you know, a team down here, either Sharks or North. Like some really cool matchups in the future. But let's focus on the here and the now because we are getting into it. 10-5 for Sharks. They are now the favourites over on Betway, and I do not blame them. This has been a ridiculously good start from Sharks, but they have to go the full distance, Harry. And it's no easy feat. You do not want to count out North here. 10-5 and already a pretty heavy B stack for North. That's not going to be the right call to make considering Sharks' early mid-aggression. Leo, you can see his score there, 18-6. He has just been an absolute monster. We are going to need one of these Lions to take a bite out of these Sharks if North are going to have any chance to get back into this game.
Ooh, Cadian, that's a nice shot onto Leo. He's going to go back for a bit more. Gade gonna find 2 of his own. Now on to 3. Just Knack left standing, and Gade stepping up in spades. As they find the pistol. Oh, look, Cadian's getting animated. He's feeling good. Trying to get the team hype, trying to get the team believing again, and that's what we need to see from these Danes. They managed to find themselves the pistol around here, Hugo, and that's going to have to start to build into this a little bit more. You know, 7th round should be on the horizon. Sharks presumably just going to go ahead and take the eco here for the buy in the next. Allows you to go 7-10, and then you're well on that road to recovery. Indeed they will. So yeah, a chance here for North to try and pad those stats, build up some money, build up some confidence, and start to see some of this, you know, usual Danish destruction that we expect to see. Yeah,
definitely, especially from a team that's been on the rise as of late. You know, new IGL, new AWP, new you know, style employed by the team. One thing I like is Sharks, they don't seem to go for these force buys. And from a very, you know, good team of individuals, of you know, players stepping up and finding lots of multi-kills, and that's how the Sharks have been finding their rounds. You would expect maybe a bit more of a force buy situation from Sharks at these times, but they are very, very, you know, understanding with the fact that they are still the underdogs. Even 10-6 in map 2, they're the underdogs here. They don't want to risk anything. They don't want to throw away or waste extra rounds, and they can just get an early buy up and have an equal playing field. But now, though, it's anything but. North getting aggressive in middle, and they're going to peek out with the damage. Nice run through the Molotov from RCF. He might get himself a follow-up kill, but he's got to get that reload first. So many players here, and Gade's going to line them all up. 3 in a row. One more man here, but Gade, he's got it. He's going to be able to close out the round for North. Great warm-up round to get North back into the swing of things here in the second half.
And it's a good sign if you are a fan of Danish Counter-Strike that Gade is starting to find his footing a bit here in this map. You think about that pistol round, 4 very, very nice kills here. He steps up and delivers. You know, this is only versus ecoing players, but you take a look at it, right? He lost a teammate down in mid. There's 4 guys here. If Gade goes down or if he lets them get into the bomb site, suddenly that bomb goes down. There's a chance for Sharks to build something out of that round.
Guns.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing might have come of it in the end, but Gade finding those kills, being able to just clean that round up before it gets too out of hand is massive for North. Now we have to buy on the cards for Sharks. And AZ, he tried going aggressive down through Banana, did have Kierby with him, and now they decide against it. That nade's already done a lot of damage onto Exit, and AZ, he's just waiting ever so patiently with his nade now to get his piece of the pie.
Yeah, and banana control is always the most exciting thing about these kind of matchups, right? Are North going to be playing that same aggressive style that Sharks did on the CT side? We can imagine their utility is going to be very strong on this CT side of this map, considering it is their pick. And already that's been shown by tagging Exit with the long smoke coming through. It's going to always be terrifying for North. They don't want to give away too much of this map here to Sharks and let them play their own execute, so Valda keeps up the pressure. Still have this double pit as well for North. And considering Sharks are looking right now for an A play, they could be walking to their own death, but they're actually taking this map piece by piece, another deeper smoke. This allows for either the B-Rap or just to make North think there is a B-Rap. And that can obviously, you know, scare the players back on the back of the B site. 35 seconds here. It's looking like that B split will be coming through. Sharks trying to take banana control at the same time, and that bomb going to be falling back to go for the safer option of the two.
Valda, though, his ears will be pricked up and he will have heard these rotations from the Sharks guys, and that's why you can see Kierby's keeping an eye on CT. That just means AZ has to hold his own. Kierby, good for one, immediately falls down. AZ stuck between a rock and a Shark place. He's going to go ahead and get shut down. So the bomb looking to go down here for Sharks just in the nick of time as well. And Exit holding the entries, rather. He's going to go ahead and pick up Valda. So there is just Cadian and Gade left standing. They're going to try and do what they can. And Gade and Cadian, now they're tempted. They started to back away. They weren't all too sure, but now that they found themselves two, now that that's been gifted over, Harpoons are out. They're hungry for shark fin soup as they start to push on in. RCF going to shut down Gade and Cadian, dealt with promptly after. Sharks aren't giving in today.
Oh, that was so close as well. That player hiding, I think it was Knack with 3 HP, hiding at New Box. North set up a Molotov to force him out of position. He had to run to the pillar, and he still found himself a kill with that delayed peek. So North, very, very annoying round to lose if you are them, because as you said, you know, going for a 4-on-2, back down to a 2-on-2, having a chance to actually win that rifle round, the first of the half, that being get rid of Sharks nice and early and keep this comeback going. Now it's going to be shut down, Harry. And this is 11-7 with money in the banks for both teams, but not as much for North. In fact, it's out of the banks and it's into their hands. They've made a withdrawal, and they've not got much for it. Pistols, SMGs, a lone rifle on AZ. However, that is on the B site. With Sharks setting up nice and early in Banana, they could be walking right towards it. Ooh.
AZ flashed in. The only issue is he might wish he wasn't, as he gets fed onto Wolves.
What, Harry?
It's a fish. Kierby steals himself for now. Pulls off from the angle at Banana. Takes up a more passive position inside of this bomb site. Just gonna wait for the Sharks to start to push on in. Cadian and Gade. These two, they've had their fair share of heroics, specifically over here toward this A-bomb site. They've been a fantastic duo. They've had the synergy to play off of one another. Cadian gets the information there. Sometimes that's all you need. Knowing is half the battle. The battle, Hugo, as they say, is the other half of the battle. And it looks like right now, North going to be winning that out. Gade able to deal with the point man. Shuts down RCF. And that Sharks is back to the drawing board. Paper doesn't work so well underwater, though. So they're going to try and hit this B-bomb site. 3 players here for Sharks, just 2 for North. That's going to be the likes of Kierby and Valda. But these two individually have been,
oh no,
looking good for North thus far. Valda's already been bested, and now Kierby, they know that he was here earlier. He does have this AK, and Kierby, good for 1. Immediately traded out, and it's the retake at a 2-on-2. North, a real last-ditch attempt to try and make something of this 4-spy round.
That smoke had a huge gap in it, and that allowed Valdi to peek, but Sharks are ready for the peek. And now, yeah, this is looking like a very good possibility of them taking a 12th with no kit, no utility. Gade still yet to find himself a gun and a crossfire as well. They're waiting for that coffin peek, and the second exit makes contact. Knack's going to go out wide, but they know they're coming from the pool. Cadian having crossed. He's getting tagged. There's a repeat from Knack, and great crossfire from Sharks will pick them up at 12. 3K from Knack, the old player, the most experienced player on this roster as well. He's coming in clutch for the Sharks. And Harry, this is happening. This is not just a first half of dominance or a first map of, you know, oh, it's their map pick, they're just playing well. North are yet to warm up into it. North had a chance to pull this back after winning that pistol round and the conversion, but they have fallen short when it comes down to 2 buy rounds now. Forcing up in the previous as well. This could be the end of the road. They are running out of times, running out of chances.
Yeah, running out of chances and running out of money. That's been a real problem now for North over on the CT side. That is kind of one of the reoccurring problems, right? Is if you find yourself on that economic back foot, you're not going to see the AWP on KD, not with those force buys, right? You're not going to see a potential double AWP setup bought into this because the money just isn't there. And this time, North, they've stacked 4 players over here at B, but they've only got vanilla pistols. They're trying to find something, you know, it's a nice start. AZ finds one, but ultimately it's hopeless. Shark's going to be trading these frags out, no problem. They keep it very, very clean. 4 players staying alive. For North, really, for me, the big decision is going to be, and something I would have loved to have seen is maybe, you know, you just try and, because like we've been saying, right, for me, the real thing is we want to see that AWP on Cadian, right? I think that's something that can make a real big difference. You could try and play around that, maybe try swap him out over towards that B bomb site where AZ has been struggling, I think it's fair to say. Currently sitting 3 and 15. You can use Cadian like that railgun, just have him hold Banana in the same way that J&T was over on the CT side of Sharks. You also saw Knack doing it with the rifle. That's one of the most powerful things about this map for teams that have a strong AWPer is on the CT side, you can just whack that guy atop Banana and he can hold that down on his own for the most part. And then you're freed up an extra man over there toward A.
Another factor is Sharks been given all the room once again on their T side to do exactly what they want. North have yet to take deep Banana control. When we saw that long play from Sharks, you know, consequential smokes pushing North further and further back up on long to allow for that B split. North just aren't pressuring it, and they're not holding Sharks back effectively. They may reconsider this one because we see 4 players early on that B side to throw in the nades. But the thing is, this is going to be really awkward timing for North. Sharks have crept all the way up the apartments, a perfect play into what North have done. And they're not even going to be within the bomb site and in their setup before Sharks burst out the apartments with no utility and into the hands of Gade. He's by no doubt been the best player for North this game. And he will continue that in a pretty important round.
Oh, most definitely. It's so important the Gade can continue in this fashion. You know, keep this confidence built up, keep on finding these results. Knack does behead him. They've cut the head of the beast off. But now it's throwing 2 more as they try and face the men inside of the bomb site. Valder in position to trade Exit to try and do what he can. Still 2 players here. And for Exit, he knows where they both are. Oh, he's going to find... Oh, my goodness! Exit, where did that come from? He's going to go ahead and take absolutely every fight. Finds a 14th round, and my goodness. Sharks, they're here to play. They're here to pick this up.
And you could see the frustration as well. I mean, that was a round for North. They had everything in play, a 4-on-2, all the information, early rotations off of B as well. And despite Gade getting 3 frags, it is not enough to keep North in this. Harry, we could be reaching the end of the road for this Danish team on home soil. And I don't think that's something anyone expected. Not to this team, not to many teams really right now. But while North have had their struggles, they have never shown to be as, well, I mean, clear. Like in this game right now, it's just Gade. And that has been a big problem. As you mentioned, AZ not stepping up to the performance we know he can have. Kiebi's fairly silent on 9 kills as well. And right now, North are 2 rounds away from elimination.
And I mean, you know, North, if you can't deal with Exit when he's in the pit, you're going to be exiting yourself, right? That's sort of the problem they're at now, 14-7. Just 2 rounds for Sharks to send these Danes home. The only silver lining there for North is at least it's not a long flight, right? So they can just grab the cab back across the bridge and then boom, you're home almost. Still, that's really not the sort of silver lining that North were hoping to take from this game whatsoever. And RCF, he's already opened this round up. They say bomb site's just overrun. And North, they're already out of this round. There is just physically no way that they can get back into this. Valder's going to try and do what he can, but he gets bested.
And look at the utility. Sharks still have 3 Molotovs left up and so many flashbangs. I mean, these guys have been taking dry peeks. Look at that round from the last where they just dive through the apartments and they still pick it up. Now you add on utility and the fact that North have nothing to play with and, well, That's an answer for itself. They have nothing to play with, Harry. It's a save. It's North giving away 15. Map, match, series, elimination point. Call it what you will. Surely this is the end of the road. And what a performance from Sharks to get here. I don't think anyone would have predicted this upset.
Yeah, I mean, especially not after the debut that Sharks fielded yesterday versus that initial matchup from MIBR, right? Leo Drunky especially just had such a flat game. No one really stepped up, though. I think it was Knack and Exit had a reasonably decent time of things, but that's all it was. Now Sharks sitting, as you say, match and series point here versus North. And I think if you're North, it's easy to look at this, and just say, oh, they never had the money. They never had the money to bring the AWPs out, stuff like that. But I mean, this is kind of a beast of their own making, right? They made the decision to go for these force buys. They made the decision to purchase so aggressively under that belief that they could beat this Sharks roster, and they haven't been able to do that.
And Gade is still top of the server despite being 15-7 down. 23 kills on him. I mean, and Nat currently sitting second for his team on 19. This is a player that's played against, our analyst Natu, our interviewer James Banks. This guy goes back years, and Sharks, they're making it work in 2018. 15-7. Cadian on the AWP, but it's the first time we've seen it on this CT side, and he's got no armor behind it. It's desperate times, call for desperate measures for North. Sharks' map has gone swimmingly for them. It's going to continue to do so. Cadian looking to try and turn the tide of battle. Already shut down that first peek up on short. Bowdy playing the edge of the smoke, but Exit shoots him right through, and Cadian can't follow up. He's being wrapped from both sides.
He needs Gade now, and he needs it more than ever. Cadian's going to get bested, and now all this falls onto Gade, who's been the star. Sadly, he's going to get extinguished, and now Kirby and AZ, all that remain, the B bomb site crew, the B team, they're here to try and bail North out. Sharks standing on the finish line, standing on sending North home, standing on beating one of the home teams here at this event. Certainly not the results that many people would have expected, but Sharks, they're looking damn near flawless, and it's AZ in a 1v4. He cannot find anything, and Knack is going to shut him down. That'll be Sharks taking this series 2.